Now, Ken's 5 Eyewitness News this morning.
Another look at all of this morning's headlines coming up, but next, how you can help this little boy find a cure for juvenile diabetes. What does it mean to live with juvenile diabetes, to have a child with diabetes, or just to be a kid with type 1 diabetes? To help us better understand, we have Jennifer Kane and her son Garrett here with us today. And Garrett suffers from type 1 diabetes. Thanks for joining us this morning. I appreciate you being here. What is diabetes?
Well, there's two different types of diabetes. There's type 1 diabetes, there's type 2 diabetes that people are more familiar with, about 90% of the population, and that's when the insulin in your body is not working correctly. And a lot of times, you can take pills, oral medication, or you can change your diet and exercise routine, and that can control your diabetes. But with a type 1 diabetic, which is only between 5 and 10% of the diabetic population, their pancreas actually does not produce insulin anymore, and so there's no insulin in their body.
And so how old is Garrett now, and how old was he when he was diagnosed?
He's 5 years old now, and he just started kindergarten this fall at Beard Elementary.
All right.
And when he was 22 months old when he was diagnosed.
So how difficult has this been for you as the parent to have to deal with this? He certainly can't cope with his testing needs, his insulin needs.
No, he doesn't. At first it was like, and I had another parent explain it in another speaking engagement, that it was like a bobcat, trying to get a bobcat to give him shots, injections. We had to give him 8 to 10 injections a day, 8 to 10 tests a day, and he would fight us to even get a blood sample or anything. And now that he's 5 and he's, getting more used to it, and he does it, at school. His teacher actually tests him 4 times a day.
That's a lot to ask, but you have to. It's your life, and it's worth it.
And now he's on an insulin pump.
Oh, that's good.
Is on him 24 hours a day. But the thing to remember too is that insulin's not a cure, though.
Right.
It's a hormone, and it's just a treatment. And he still, we still think he still has a risk of maybe getting, eye problems, circulation problems, losing limbs, heart problems, kidney problems, all those things. Sure. If there's no cure for diabetes.
So tell us what you want people to know about this walk that's coming up.
The walk is next Saturday, and it's on October 13th, Saturday at 8 a.m. at the shops at La Cantera. It's never too late to register. 85 cents on every dollar that JDRF has, I see, honey, that goes directly to a cure. And that is just really amazing for parents like us, because JDRF is such an incredible foundation that puts all their 85 cents on every dollar directly to research for a cure. And that's what parents like us and want for our children like Garrett. We want a cure for them.
All right, now you are Garrett's Gorillas. Is that your walk team? Let's see your shirt here.
This is our shirt from last year. They haven't finished our shirts yet this year, but this is our shirt from last year. And every family team does their own T-shirts. And the corporate teams do their own shirts. And you gather up walkers, and you get your walkers to raise money and walk with you in support of a cure. We have an amazing 191 walkers this year.
Wow.
Which is amazing. 40% of our walkers are little ones, just like Garrett, and the rest are their parents and adults. I see, we're right there.
There's the coyote.
From last year.
There's the coyote. He's a big supporter, I know, of this foundation. And so what has been the best part about learning from other parents? Because I assume you never even thought about it before you had Garrett.
No, I didn't even know there were 2 types.
Really?
And I remember being in the emergency room. He was in pediatric intensive care for 5 days, and in the regular hospital for another 5, and being completely blown away. It was a fast track to learning for us. About diabetes, about how to care for diabetes. And we've talked to other parents, and it's been extremely healing for us. And being a part of this walk, this incredible walk, has been a very, very healing part for us, because we were tired of diabetes controlling us and controlling our child, and we wanted to do something about it.
Oh, right.
And this is what we did to do something about it.
So you're taking an active approach and actually trying to be a part of what comes next.
Yes, I want to see a cure for Garrett. I want to see a cure in his lifetime. I want him to live one day without having to deal with all of these supplies and all of the insulin and all of the testing and not being able to be a normal kid. And I want him to have one normal day.
And I don't think that's out of the question. From what I hear, there's lots of hope.
There is. JDRF is making amazing strides, and they are really the hope for Garrett and for the other 15,000 kids that get diagnosed with this every year and their parents.
Jennifer, thank you so much for being here today, and bless you and Garrett and your cause. And the Walk for the Cure happens next Saturday, October 13th at the shops at La Cantera. Registration starts at 7, but you can register ahead of time. The walk starts at 8. And if you'd like more information about the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation or to find out how you can help, you can log on to their website, sctx-jdrf.org. If you can't remember that, you can log on to our website, mysa.com, keyword web links.